Okay. Hi, my name is Alexia Narcisse. I am from the Bay Area, and I will be hosting your CUs on Wednesday. I go to USC as an undergrad student, and my major is broadcasting and pre-law. When I was given the opportunity to host for CU, I really got so excited. I had the opportunity to host for the Morning Brew a semester ago, and I absolutely loved it, but I was ready for something that was a little more formal and in-depth. CU for me was an opportunity to interview people, to get to know people on a more personal level, but more so to allow viewers to have a glass door into what people's lives are beyond their own. It's an opportunity for me to build a community with people through the internet who are viewing the show, and more so for people here in the studio. So I didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be a broadcaster, I want to host. Really, for me, I'm more of a communicator. I love bringing people together, and one of my biggest strengths has always been public speaking. Ever since I was little, I loved being in front of the camera. And so when I found USC and I knew that I had a major that would allow me to do that, I ended up here. Why human interest, I've been asked before. Why hosting a show like CU? It is an internal need of every human being to want to know more about other human beings. That's why we keep up with TMZ, Taylor Swift, the Kardashians, Rihanna, and so many other big names. So the CU is an opportunity within our campus and within Trojan Vision to actually learn more about other individuals on a full scale and still be a part of our school community.
Good evening and welcome to CU at USC. I am your Wednesday night host, Alexia Narcisse. Tonight we have an incredible guest. Naathan Phan, the Magic Asian Man, is here with us in studio. He's an incredible magician, and we're going to be talking to him tonight, so stay tuned. Good evening and welcome back to CU at USC. We have a very special guest with us today. Naathan, I'm going to have to ask you everything about magic trick and whatnot. Now, magic tricks and whatnot.
I will answer as much as I'm allowed to without being taken out by the Magicians Alliance.
Okay, great. So you're a part of a Magicians Alliance. Do you have certain rules regarding magic tricks?
So I am a member of the Academy of Magical Arts. That is the governing foundation that exists at the Magic Castle. So I'm a member of that. And so yeah, there are definitely rules, like especially at the Magic Castle, but then in general with the way that you conduct yourself as a magician. So there are general rules. Most people know most of these rules. Don't do a trick more than once. Don't tell an audience how it works. Practice, practice, practice. You know, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Okay, so rules. What's running through your mind when you do a magic trick?
About 30 million different things. It's a combination of, am I doing this move right? Do I need to adjust this angle? People on the right don't seem to be laughing as much as they should be. Maybe I need a tweak. So it's me trying to balance the audience reaction in combination of what I should be saying and how I should be doing the actual trick itself. It's a conflagration of a million different things.
Okay, what led you to become a part of this magic world? I know that you were a Boy Scout, an Eagle Scout to be exact.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that your original trajectory wasn't necessarily aimed towards magic.
When I was 5, I fell in love with magic. It was my grandfather who introduced me to magic. And so he just did a real simple trick. He had some cups, and then he took some napkins and balled them up and put them in the cups, and it looked like he was, kind of mixing them around, but he's able to sneak them out and sneak them back in, so I couldn't guess which cup it was underneath. And from there, I just kind of fell in love, and when I was a kid, I decided, well, I either want to be like an actor or a secret agent or a magician, and a magician is kind of like a secret agent and an actor combined, because we get cool little toys to play around with, we get to do covert activities, and we still get to kind of act and present ourselves in ways that we see fit to, to create the desired effect upon the audience. So I kind of always wanted to be a performer in one way or another. So I did get to do that. But my grandfather's an Eagle Scout. My uncle's an Eagle Scout. I have a brother who's an Eagle Scout. So as far as going into the scouting program, didn't really have much choice there. And I'm very, very glad for it. Some of the best memories of my life were in the scouting program.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, I do know that you also have a history in acting, a strong background. You did musical theater. What were some productions that you were involved in?
Cool. Let's see. So I did Arsenic and Old Lace and Beauty and the Beast and Honk, and I was a guest in a production of Rent, and I did a couple of like original shows that no one ever heard of. I did a show called In Wonderland, which was like Alice in Wonderland but told from the Wonderlandians' perspective. So it's kind of like Wicked meets Alice in Wonderland. It was really, really fun. And then, oh gosh, like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I did a Junk, a rock opera, and All About Walkin', which was this show where there would be 8 of us doing Christopher Walken impressions and acting out scenes from movies and doing improv games. It was really, really trippy and surreal, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I've done a lot of musical theater.
Okay, and how do you feel that has built your ability to do magic or your ability to perform in front of such large groups?
Being an actor always helps a magician. A magician who can act will always trump a magician who cannot act, which is why a lot of people are starting to realize. It used to be that if you needed a magician on TV, you just hire a magician. Nowadays, you just hire an actor who can act like a magician, and you either teach them how to do the magic or you CG it in later. So, which is, and a lot of magicians are starting to whine and complain about that. There's actually kind of a lot of debate going on right now because there's a cruise ship. I think it's a Norwegian cruise line. They do a show called Illusionarium, and they used to, it's all magicians, and they've been slowly training actors because they own the props. The cruise line itself owns the props and all the material and the show itself. So they've been slowly training actors to just start doing all the roles, doing all the magic, because it's cheaper to hire actors.
This makes sense. So have you seen the industry change a lot since you've become a part of it?
Not a lot. I mean, I'm pretty young. And so, the part that I kind of started coming into, the thing I know most about is like children's birthday parties. And I know a little bit about TV stuff now and a little bit about touring because I got into tour with Masters of Illusion. I've gotten to be on TV a few times now.
Yes.
But as far as when I was auditioning for like commercials and TV projects and stuff, the needing a magician isn't as much as it used to be. It used to be you really needed a magician. Nowadays, you can kind of fake it.
Okay. Now, I've noted that you've done everything from CW to America's Got Talent to Masters of Illusion. You've been on at least 12 different networks.
I have no idea. I
you
don't.
Really
yeah.
have?
Well, let's see. I did Pop TV, Reels Network, Reels Channel, CW, NBC, Comedy Central. Maybe 6 or 7. I feel like there's a couple more in there. Yeah, so it's not quite a dozen.
So when you're doing television magic, do you have to be less aware of your surroundings? Is it easier to kind of get away with tricks because there aren't people visually watching you? It
has its trade-offs. If I'm doing magic specifically for you, I know where I have to misdirect and what my angle problems are going to be. And so if, let's say, I need you to not see something, I just have to move a little bit, and there's a lot you're not going to be able to see anymore. As opposed to if I'm performing completely surrounded, there's a lot more, if I want to hide something, I'd have to, hide it up against a wall or my body or something like that.
Okay.
But when I'm performing on television, you get some slight luxury in the fact that depending on how it's being filmed, if it's being filmed with multi-cameras like this, usually they film for like 3 different angles at the same time and then they edit. So that means that I know that, okay, well, if I'm bad in this one angle, they'll just cut to a different angle in editing, and we usually have a producer or a consultant who sits there in the editing room and says, nope, you can't show that angle. Cut to camera 1 on this one. Nope, now you need to cut back to camera 2.
Okay,
so there's a little bit, so there's a little bit of freedom in it, but at the same time also knowing that, if it looks bad from all the camera angles, you're kind of buggered because it's going to be captured that way forever. And so sometimes, there are certain tricks that just don't make it to TV because they're like, we never really quite got the right reactions. We never quite got the right look for it. There's a bunch of variables that go into it.
Okay, and now I know you noted that your grandfather did magic and taught you some tricks. Do you have any magicians that you look up to that you say, this is what I aspire to be like?
Yes, absolutely. There are definitely a lot of magicians who had a big influence on me while I was growing up. I grew up in the 90s, because I was born in 88, so I grew up in the 90s, essentially. And that was a golden age for magic because you had Lance Burton and David Copperfield had specials almost every year on television, and then there was a show on, I think, NBC called World's Greatest Magic, and they would just get like 20 amazing magicians from across the world. They put them in front of a live audience at Caesar's Palace, and then they just filmed them, and they let them do their stuff. And so I got to see a lot of that. There were 5 years of that. And so people, really funny magicians that you've never heard of, like David Williamson, who works a lot of Disney Cruise Lines, and corporate events
okay.
and like that. And he's funny. He's like Robin Williams of magic. He's just fast and on. And so I grew up watching that kind of humor. I said, okay, this, and then of course watching a lot of Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. Like, okay, I need to be fast, quick on my feet, and that's where I aim for when it comes for in terms of my comedy and my presentation. But then I also love Lance Burton and his, his classical look. He wears the tails, and he produces birds and does newspapers and cards. And so I have this very kind of classical influence as well, because I love the classics of magic. So it's this kind of interesting juxtaposition of me trying to include the classical influences, but still be very, very personal, because I'm aware that I don't look like a classical magician. People have a certain expectation the instant that they see you. And so when they see,
we actually have a photo of you up here
look
working.
at that. Yeah, look, that's me on Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento. Oh, that's Estrella Televisión. That's six networks. Yeah, and so, you'll notice that I wear a bright color. I try to wear this turquoise, this teal every time I perform. So it's part of the branding. You see that and you're like, oh, is that magician? I've seen him before. And so it's fun and playful without being too visually distracting and because if it's bright red, then you're like, I can't look at bright red for too long,
Yes.
So it's something fun. And then I also dress nicely so that people instantly associate that with, a very professional. This guy's professional. He conducts himself well. And especially if you perform for older crowds, like 40, 50 plus, then they're like, oh, this man knows how to dress. My father used to dress like that every day when he left the house, and he wore a hat. I actually didn't wear my hat today. I usually wear a hat.
Yeah.
But I figured we're inside and it's light, so don't want to. So
it's not even necessary. Now, adding on to that, you seem to be someone that's going to be in this industry for a while. Do you foresee your legacy being something like ending in a Vegas residency or performing internationally and traveling the world, or do you kind of just see yourself doing more television work?
They say what's the phrase? If you want to see God laugh, make a plan. And so I've kind of lived my entire life making things up as I go along. I have ideas of what I'd like to do, but I'm also very, very flexible in that. So would I love to have my own show in Vegas? Absolutely. Would I love to tour internationally? And that would be absolutely great. I would love to be able to live up to my potential. That's essentially what it is. Because you mentioned that I do acting, so I used to act and I used to sing. I still sing, and so I try to find a way to combine all these skills that I do. I also play some musical instruments and a little bit of dancing, and I do voices and things like that. So I try to find a way to combine all these skills into my magic. So I want people to be able to look and see that Nathan was a guy who kind of was able to challenge what people thought of magic, as an art form and as an entertainer. Because traditionally magic's very, oh, look, and a bird, and oh, look, the rabbit, and oh, look, the lady floats, and oh, I chop her in half, and, and it's very much, it's in this bubble of what everyone expects. And I want there to be like a little bit in this bubble, and all of a sudden there's all the stuff outside. They're like, oh, this guy, does everything.
Yeah, he makes it happen.
Yeah, so I want it to be a once in a lifetime experience. I want it to be a completely, truly unique show. I hate it when I walk into a magic show and I say, I've seen so-and-so do that act. It's worse when they say, I've seen so-and-so do that act even better. But I want people walking into my show saying that he's literally the only magician in the entire world who could have done that show. And that was just so amazing. I got to tell everyone. So that's kind of like what I want. So whether that is the international touring thing, because I did get to tour the country a couple times with Masters of Illusion Live, and that was a lot of fun. And then as far as the Vegas shows, I'm chatting with a couple people. There's no big headlining opportunities at the moment, but maybe like little tiny showrooms off the strip might be a possibility within the next few years. So we'll see, yeah.
Well, without a doubt, I know that you're going to have some incredible opportunities headed your way. When we get back from this break, we are going to see some magic tricks. We're going to ask him some questions that I'm sure you all want to know. Like my number one question, what happens to the bunnies and the animals that are involved in these acts?
They go to a farm up north.
And they become bacon.
What? Yes, rabbit bacon, my favorite.
And when we get back, we'll answer those questions, ask him some bit about his personal life and whatnot. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. We are back at the CU Live. My name is Alexia Narcisse. I'm your Wednesday host, and we are here with Naathan Phan, the Magic Asian Man. Before the break, we talked a bit about magic. We talked about his personal life, his history coming into magic, but now we're going to ask him some personal questions in regards to how magic has affected his love life. So his beautiful girlfriend is here in studio. You guys can't see her. She's in the back. But we have some
she
questions
exists, I swear.
She is real. So our questions for you are more so pertaining to how does magic affect your love life? Have you incorporated magic in the bedroom? Did you use magic to pick this lovely lady up?
Okay, so first of all, no. Except for the fact the only real way that magic is played in is the fact that we met at a magic show. I was rehearsing my act for the Magic Castle. So me and a friend of mine, Rob Ramirez, who is in the National Tour of In the Heights and does a bunch of the regional theater. We're actually performing at the Magic Castle November 28th through December 4th. That's when it is.
Magic Castle. Where is this located?
This is the Magic Castle's in LA. It's right off like Hollywood and Highland. It's this castle, and it's by invite only. So if you go to my website, magicasianman.com, you check it out. You can drop me a message, say you saw me on USC TV, and I might be able to invite you. It's weird because when you invite people, they're attached to your membership number. So if they act up and get kicked out, then it reflects really badly on you. So that's the only reason why magicians don't go around, kind of dollying out these invites. But so we were rehearsing our act for the first time to be submitted to the castle, and she happened to be in the audience because she works at Disneyland with my friend Rob. Okay. And so that we met because of magic. But other than that, it's like, and she really likes it because it was kind of an interest of hers when she was a child. And she every once in a while says, well, why do you do the trick this way? Or, well, what if you try it this way? So she does challenge me to try to make the tricks better, because I have been doing magic for a long time, so I approach things in a very magician way of thinking, which is sometimes very, very bad, because there's all these standards of the way that things are set up, and they only make sense to magicians. But a regular person looks and says, that makes no sense for it to be that way. And so she is that voice in my ear sometimes to say, this makes no sense. And I say, you're right, that doesn't make any sense. Let's change it. Well,
look at that. Maybe magic will keep you guys together forever. Maybe. It takes magic at that point when you start living with someone at that long. Now, to add on to that, I have to ask. Before the break, I asked you about bunnies and animals during the show. I'm just curious. When you have these animals as props, which we actually showed in a photo earlier, is this someone's pet, or is this?
Well, first of all, let me say that let me say that animals are never props. Anyone who treats their animals as props are not going to last very long in the industry, because there's lots of people who stand up for animal rights and things like that. And so all the animals that you see me holding, those are my personal animals that I own and I train. So that dove in that picture was probably Amelia. She's one of my 2 A birds. So I have I have 2 A birds and 2 B birds, but I usually use them together in a show, because when I do my big dove act, then there's 4 birds together at the same time. But I've got 3 backup birds at home as well, so I take care of all of them. I train them, and I've got 2 rabbits at home as well. They're my personal pets.
Wow. So. Okay, and now you said that you're doing a show at the Magic Castle.
Yes.
The one thing that I have heard about this place is that it has magic doors, like different places, side rooms that people don't know about.
I will say that there are lots of magical secrets about the Magic Castle. If you want to learn what they are, you just have to come to the castle and see, because we're really not allowed to talk about it. You're not. Okay. There's no photos allowed inside the Magic Castle.
Wow.
There's a strict dress code. It's an amazing place, but there's lots of cool things that are there. So whether or not there are secret doors, there may or may not be a ghost that haunts a piano, and you can request songs.
Sharing secrets here.
It's a really, really exciting place. Yeah.
So for those of you interested in being involved with that or going to see that, especially during Halloween, which is up and coming, this is your time. You've got to go on his website. You have to sign up to go and see that.
Yes.
Where can people follow you on social media?
You can go to my Twitter, which is @Naathan Phan, so it's NAATHANPHAN, Nathan. And then my Instagram is Magic Asian Man. You can check out, my website has all this information. It also talks about other upcoming shows I have. I perform almost every Friday, Saturday, Sunday at a dinner theater in Buena Park called Teatro Martini. It is kind of vaudeville-esque. It's great. It's a 5-course meal, 2 hours of song and dance numbers, comedians. Some of it's scripted,
and then there's
like a party. We've got girls doing silk acts in the air. We've got me doing magic. It's a lot of fun. And then in addition to that, I also have a web series right now on Mixed TV called Magic Asian Man. You can go on YouTube, look up Magic Asian Man. The reason why I'm really kind of promoting that is because if it does well, I might get my own TV show out of it.
Wow.
So we're just trying to, this web series is kind of a way to prove the validity, or that, I can get traction, being an Asian magician on TV. So it's because it's not really the industry is still very, very gentrified. You know,
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Now you're clearly breaking boundaries, changing the industry. We've heard about it. We've seen it on TV. I want to see some of your magic.
Sure.
Here.
So I have just enough time to do a quick little thing. So as I mentioned, I do voices. When I was growing up in Scotland, I found out that I could imitate people, and so these are lists of all the people I can imitate.
Good
Some of them repeat. But this is probably about 70 different voices over the last 7 years of pop culture. And just to make it easier, I also have pictures here.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Of people, some of them are old and new, and so here's what I want you to go through here. You are going to pick any one of these that you'd like.
Okay.
Right, pick any one that you'd like, and then you were going to attach it face down. So let's say you do pick Stewie Griffin. You're going to take it, put it face down onto this clipboard like that, okay? And then you're going to take the rest of these cards. You're going to put it face down onto the table. I realize there's a monitor, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. All right.
So for those of you who can see this, I have pictures here
Yeah.
of multiple different individuals.
Does it look like I can't see? Because I'm trying to really emphasize I can't see.
I'm going to pull
And whatever
one
you
of
do,
these.
don't say who it is out loud.
All right, I want to make sure that everyone can see this.
All right, go ahead and put it face down on the clipboard. Yeah. Good, and then set the rest of them face down. Now pick up the clipboard and hold it so that you can see the list, but I can't. All right, is it safe for me to turn around now? Oh,
You are safe to turn around.
Pushed on my eyes really hard. All right, good. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to try to figure out which voice you're thinking of. Now, you'll notice you got a list in front of you. One of these names is the person that's on the front. All right,
Okay.
other than that, they're completely randomized. I want you to go ahead and read out the names to me one at a time in any order that you'd like. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to do the voices out here, and I'm going to try to figure out who you're thinking of, just based solely off of the way that you react.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead one at a time, any of those names that you'd like.
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson. Well, this is some weird and wild stuff, let me tell you now. I don't think it's Johnny Carson. Another one, please.
Shaggy Rogers.
Like Zoe Scoob, let's get out of here, pal. It is not Shaggy Rogers either. Next.
Gollum Smeagol.
Gollum or Smeagol. The secret pearl is now some curl. Why does it try, Smeagol? Trouble hurts us, master betrays us. It's not Gollum or Smeagol either.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. It's not Scooby.
Steve Irwin.
Crikey, look at the size of this one. Ain't she a beauty? Careful, one bite. Wacko, you're a gunner, mate. It's not Steve Irwin either.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. Are you lonesome tonight? And you picked Elvis Presley. And there you go. No, I wasn't peeking, right?
Wow, no.
Tell you what, we're going to try this one more time. We got time. Yeah, I'm going to do this one more time. One more time. With the mask. Sit. Stay. Good boy. All right, good. I'm going to riffle through these, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to... Oh, they're facing every which direction, aren't they? That's fine. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out where the list changes. Good. All right. I'm going to riffle through these. And you are going to call out stop as I'm riffling through them. Okay, I'm going to give them a little mix here. All right, so you get to pick any one of these that you'd like as I riff. Oh, hold on one second. Yeah, sorry, I hadn't started. That's right.
So you guys can see how real this is.
Yeah.
Stop.
Right there? Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you want to change your mind?
I want to change my mind.
You want to change your mind? That's fine. Well, that's fine. You're allowed to change your mind. Okay, I'm going to riffle through here again. Go ahead and call out stop.
Stop.
Okay.
I can keep this.
Yeah, you want to keep that one?
Yes.
All right, I want everyone to see. Everyone to see. I don't know which camera we're looking at. There you go. Hold it. Camera. Good? Yes? Good. So now, in the middle of the packet, some people think that there's a weird, tricky list or something like that. You could have said stop. Anyway, you even changed your mind, all right?
I
so
did.
now, here's what we're going to try to do. You are going to just answer some questions for me,
Okay.
right? But you're going to answer them out loud and with a no to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes you're going to tell the truth. Sometimes you're going to lie. Do you understand?
I'm great at lying. Yes.
All right. No, you're supposed to answer no.
No.
Ah, there you go. See,
No.
got one. Okay,
No.
good. Okay. Is this an actor?
No.
Is this a singer?
No.
Is this a fictional character?
No.
This is a fictional character. Okay. Here we go. This is is this a cartoon?
No.
Is this a Muppet?
No.
Is this a computer generated
No.
character? I'm going to say this is a cartoon. Okay. Is this a Don Bluth cartoon?
No.
Is this a Disney cartoon?
No.
Oh, that's a little tough. We'll come back to that one in a bit. Let's do it this way. Is this a cartoon? Is this an English cartoon character?
No.
Is this a Scottish cartoon character?
No.
Is this an Irish cartoon character?
No.
Is this a French cartoon character?
No.
Russian cartoon character?
No.
Australian cartoon character?
No.
American cartoon character?
No.
Getting a weird hit. Is this a cartoon maybe sound like from the North Midwest?
No.
New York, New Jersey?
No.
The South or something like that?
No.
I'm getting these weird hits off of. Okay, let's try. How about, does this cartoon character have a high-pitched voice?
No.
Cartoon character have a low-pitched voice.
No.
Do they talk really quickly?
No.
Do they talk kind of slow?
No.
Okay, so I'm getting this weird hit off of like talking quickly, American but not quite. Is this, so I'm going to say that this is maybe, is this a cartoon character who's voiced by someone very famous?
No.
Is this a cartoon character voiced by someone who's passed on?
No.
Okay, I'm going to guess here that this is this cartoon character from Aladdin?
No.
Okay, I'm going to take a blind guess here. I think this is the oftentimes imitated but never to be duplicated genie of the lamp from Aladdin, yes?
Yes.
Oh man, she's really good. She was throwing me off on all of those because she had like genuine arching reactions of no, that's not right. So I was really confused.
So you can't give us the magic behind that trick
No,
and how you figure
no.
that. No?
No.
No? Are you just saying no?
No.
No. No or no?
No.
Is this a lie? Regardless, that was exciting. Do you have any other tricks, card tricks?
Do we have time? Or are we supposed to play?
We have at least 2 minutes if you can go through a quick card trick.
I can do a quick.
Let's see
I
how
left my.
fast you
Did I
can do a
leave my?
card
I left
trick.
my wallet in the car, so
Oh,
I can't do that.
no.
I'll do a quick card trick. I'll do a very quick card trick.
Okay.
Here we go. So I got a packet of playing cards here. Yeah, they're all different. I want you to go ahead and you can go ahead and see that they're all different. Yes. In fact, what I want you to do is go ahead and reach out and grab anyone that you'd like. While you're doing, show it to the camera, and yeah, show it to the camera. Good.
Can everyone see that?
Yeah, I'll look away.
At home?
Yeah, look away. Yeah, everyone see it. Put it back inside the packet for me. I know this sounds very, very typical. Yes, it's a very typical trick, but I'm going to try to find it in a slightly different manner. Most of the times, magicians will look through the deck. They'll try to find the card. I want you to see it's not on the top of the deck. It's not on the bottom of the deck here. I'm going to make sure I get a good clean angle of this so that you can see as I wave my hand over the card that it just kind of changes. I take it that's the card that you picked, yeah?
That is the card that I picked.
The two of clubs. All right, watch here. I'll take that, place that inside the packet like this. Snap the cards like that. Actually jumps over here and inside my pocket.
Okay, if any of you want to see more of this, you have to go to his magic show. We can't give you any more of this free magic.
That's it.
Point blank. So if you do want to see his shows, you can see him at the Magic Castle. You could follow him on Twitter, on his website, on Facebook. Get to it. Thank you so much for coming in today.
No problem.
You were spectacular.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. So please
Thanks.
follow him on his social media. We'll see you guys next time at See You at USC.
You're watching Trojan Vision. For more of your favorite shows, check us out at trojanvision.com and like us on Facebook.